Hi everybody, a warm welcome from Vision Stuttgart 2018. We are now here on the booth of Matrox Imaging, and this is Sam, and we want to talk about these new products you brought to the show here. So Sam, which types of applications are you seeing the most growth of the company?
Okay, well, actually there's a few areas that we are seeing picking up in interest, and I think that at the show, if you walk around, you'll see a few sort of trends that seem to be developing in the marketplace. Depending on industries, or it varies by industry, but in general, if you look around, you could sort of summarize it with a couple of main areas of interest. So 3D, for example, that has been picking up a lot of interest in the last few years. Even though it started a long time ago, in the last few years we've seen a lot of effort, so I guess a lot of interest or investments have gone into and developing 3D applications and 3D solutions, and I think that's pushing that area of technology forward. And so you'll see a lot of interest in 3D, and we're investing a lot of time and resources in developing our 3D solutions. So I think going forward we'll see more and more of that. 3D has really taken off, it's taken root in machine vision, and I think that you'll see many industries taking advantage and exploiting 3D in general. And I think that the more applications come online, the more we will see people and the industry becoming more comfortable with 3D, and we hope that, of course, Matrox will be always at the forefront of people's minds when they're thinking about using or developing in 3D. So that's one area. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz around machine learning, deep learning. You can't talk to a customer today without them bringing it up. So we've spent a lot of time. Luckily, we started way back, even before it became so popular, let's say in machine vision. We had started experimenting and testing deep learning concepts. We're lucky we come from Montreal, the hotbed today of machine learning, or AI as it is. That's the basis of everything to do with machine learning or deep learning. And we're lucky we have most of the experts in the Montreal area, in Canada today. So we're taking advantage of that, and we're developing, and we have today at Vision introduced one of the first modules, the classification module for deep learning, and that is getting a lot of interest, I think, from customers. So we're glad, and we're going to continue, obviously, investing in that area because it's really still in its infancy, and as it develops, as we learn more about deep learning and how it can be used in our industrial world, because people are always talking about deep learning but from an AI perspective, and that's probably more of a sort of the popular concepts that everybody knows from websites or from the internet. But for industrial purposes and industrial use, we have to sort of temper our approach and learn how really to use it in a practical and affordable way.
This is your new frame grabber you brought to the show here in Stuttgart. So why do you think frame grabbers has a good future?
Well, I'm not sure how much you sort of followed Matrox through the years. We've been doing this for 42 years actually. We had our start with Matrox Imaging, that is, in frame grabbers a long, long time ago. We've become probably the main provider of frame grabbers, manufacturer of frame grabbers in the world today, and still continue the tradition of high quality frame grabbers. The Rapixo is the latest version of our frame grabber family. It is a CXP 12, or the latest version of the standard CXP interface. And we've got it here today because we're seeing, believe it or not, still growth in the area of frame grabbers. As it happens, more applications are actually running or looking for higher resolutions, higher frame rates, so higher speed basically, and better accuracy of the types of inspections that they're doing. And the only way to do that is to have frame grabbers or cards that can interface to those higher speed and higher frame rate cameras. So the Rapixo is a perfect opportunity to do that. We also took the opportunity to add some FPGA co-processing or functionality that can offload the CPU so that you can pre-process images before feeding them to the CPU, in a way accelerating your application or at least freeing up CPU time so that the CPU can actually do other functions in the application as well. So all in all, a very nice rounded solution that handles the needs of industry today.
Yeah, let's talk again about deep learning. Do you think this will continue?
Well, let me try to summarize what we feel, at least, or what our thinking is on deep learning. Because like most of the people in the industry who have been exposed, or at least trying to learn what deep learning can offer, and I think that's the key thing, is what can it offer for our industry, for our particular type of applications that we see coming online with deep learning, or the possibility. Because the misconception that deep learning is going to be the solution for all image processing or all machine vision, I think it's still too early to say. Maybe one day in the future we will get there, but for the time being, what we're seeing is that deep learning has a very practical use in certain types of applications, but the traditional approaches to deep learning or to machine vision are still very much relevant, still very much applicable in our industry. So really I think what people should be asking themselves or looking for is the combination, or a solution that offers both, so that you are looking into the future and seeing how the machine learning, deep learning will continue to develop, but always have the possibility to have the traditional approaches so that you never get yourself stuck or painted into a corner where you don't have a way to solve the problem. So that's what we're trying to do, is basically say, okay, we're going to bring in the possibility of using deep learning in conjunction with our traditional approaches as well. So I think it will find its way, and as people start using it and people get experience with it and knowledge about what the technology can bring, we'll find new and interesting ways to use it. That's my feeling.
Yeah, thank you, Sam, for the introduction in deep learning. And if you want to know more about this topic, please contact Matrox Imaging here in Stuttgart on the booth or in the internet. So, Sam, thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Dirk.